Match number 7 of the Tata IPL 2024. It's between the Chennai Super Kings and the Gujarat Titans. Both teams, Rohan, have got their first win on the back at their home. Very close games, to be very honest. When it comes to Chennai, the run chase versus RC was a comprehensive one. But that game against the Mumbai Indians, Gujarat Titans won, was a nail biter day before yesterday. But I must tell you, Rohan, these two teams recently faced in the qualifier one at the Chepauk, where MS Dhoni did his masterclass against Hardik Pandya's Gujarat Titans, which got them through. But how much are you looking forward to this fixture?
I mean, it's a repeat of that last year's classic final, right? So everyone's waiting for this kind of a classico game. So it'll be pretty nail-biting finish, especially at Chennai. Return of Tala and all those things will be again the factor there. But only one small concern for me is Pritham, they just played just one day, one night
Yeah.
before. And they'll be traveling to completely a different condition in Chennai. So that kind of difference in terms of climate, not sure how well GT will adjust to that, and that
Adapt to.
may be a small factor that can bear result on this match.
Absolutely correct, because the temperature is different. Chennai is too hot, and within I guess 24 to 48 hours they'll play the next game. So that's very very tough today for the Gujarat Titans. But we start, Rohan, with the head-to-head between these two sides. And when it comes to these two sides, I think the advantage is not much because Gujarat, a new team, 5 times they have faced. Gujarat has the edge over the Chennai Super Kings just because they have played in the qualifiers, the finals as well. But when you said repeat of that, Chennai at their home den is always a fascinating team to beat, I must tell you. But when it comes to high scoring, we witnessed 170 odd run against RC versus Chennai. Potentially, RC were 20 runs short, if I'm not
Yeah.
wrong. So, can we expect something like that kind of a game? The wicket is fresh. One more high scoring game, this one.
Yeah, I expected high score itself because both teams are pretty well. I mean, at the top of the order stroke makers are there, and even the lower down, the power hitters in your Tevatia and all those guys are pretty
Yeah.
innovative with the shot making. I'm pretty expecting a 175, 180 kind of a score here too. Anything more would be great, but the real balance will be how the spinners perform.
Absolutely correct, because Gujarat Titans, they have the firepower in the middle. I was surprised they did not pick Shah Rukh Khan that game, but they have enough firepower, to be very honest. And when it comes to Chennai, at Chennai, Gujarat have played only once. We all know qualifier one where they lost, but Chennai's home form, as we have discussed this before as well, has been phenomenal. Team to beat. Will toss be a factor at the stadium?
Early on in the season, I don't see toss being such a huge this thing because unlike in Ahmedabad where we saw a lot of dew there, Chennai may
Yeah.
not have so much dew because it's closer to the sea and humid conditions basically. So dew may not be such a huge factor. There will be enough bite in the surface, I feel, but throughout, I think it will be a good batting surface. So I don't see toss being such a huge concern here. I think both teams should enjoy the ball coming onto the bat, and we may like to see that high scoring T20 game.
Exactly. Let's face it, it's a high scoring T20 game, but when it comes to the schedule for the Chennai Super Kings, it is this one, Rohan. First game, they have won the game against RCB. Today, they faced at home against the Gujarat Titans, then back to back away games. I think for Chennai, it's not a matter of whether they play at home or away. They will get the amount of support they deserve just because of the name you mentioned before. Captaincy is not his ploy, but I think he's still the captain of the Chennai Super Kings. But when it comes to these three fixtures, are you expecting them to win this today's game against Gujarat Titans and also the next two games?
Yeah, definitely. I think even if you see the fixtures properly, Pritham, it's all in the southern part of India only. So they
Yeah.
don't really travel a lot, two at home, and Vizag and Hyderabad hardly anything. So they're pretty much based in the southern part of India. So the schedule wear and tear will be hardly anything for the players to go by, unlike what GT will have been going through right now. So I feel Chennai has that little bit of edge, and of course, compared to other teams, I think someone like a Delhi, it will be slightly easier for them with the kind of arsenal that Chennai possess. Maybe Hyderabad at home can give them a little bit of competition, but I feel against GT or Delhi, it may be more kind of cruise control for them.
Yeah, because like you said, traveling is a very big issue. But if you see after today, they face after 5 days, so they have 4 days enough to take some rest and travel. Similarly, they play out 5th of April, so they have 4 days in between. So enough rest when it comes to Chennai Super Kings. But IPL games, they come thick and fast, and I think that will be a concern. But yes, CSK schedule looks good, as you said. Now, going on to their opponents, Rohan, which is the Gujarat Titans, this is what there is. They also started with a good win against the Mumbai Indians. Now they're going to face Chennai at Chepauk. Then once again, back-to-back home games at the Narendra Modi Stadium. We witnessed day before yesterday the amount of support that 1 lakh people can give the Gujarat Titans, and then a Lucknow Super Giants as well. Realistically, good opponents they have, to be very honest. But how important is this away game versus Chennai?
Huge. I mean, it kind of gives the momentum also to them and the confidence. Because if you beat someone like a Chennai, it always boosts your confidence, be it the players, the fans, everyone, right? So it's like a standard that's been set with MI or CSK. You beat them at the initial stages.
Yes,
That kind of gives you that momentum to get through those initial few games and get that points on board, which is very important. Like we all know, you need 7 or 8 to get into the playoffs. So if you can get those early 2 or 3 wins, you always know that you have something to fall back upon and be a bit more
correct.
relaxed towards the fag end of the tournament. So I think this kind of schedule, and if by chance they can get to CSK, only doubt for me is the travel arrangement that was whatever the
Yeah,
schedule came up from. That's the only drawback. Or else for GT, I think it's pretty much a gun schedule. I think they can do pretty well.
absolutely. Even I agree because I think the opponents they are facing after Chennai is the Hyderabad, Punjab, and a Lucknow. All the three teams have lost their opening game. I think Punjab has won the opening game, but Hyderabad and Lucknow lost their opening game. So it should be an even Stevens, but every single game is important. That, like we always say in the Indian Premier League, we're done with the schedule for both the sides. We now move on to Gujarat versus Chennai. One epic game. There's no brainer when it comes to that epic game, Rohan. And it is none other than the final of the IPL 2023 final at the Narendra Modi Stadium. What an epic showdown was that! Mohit Sharma almost pulled it off. Did you really believe 10 of 2 before that delivery? Was there a chance for Chennai Super Kings?
Honestly, no, but you expect these kind of miracles happening at only from Chennai, man. For Tala, I mean, everything was like conspiring for CSK kind of a victory. But seeing Mohit ball those last 4 deliveries, you felt okay. I
And
think
all Yorkers, he nailed the
all
Yorkers.
he nailed it pretty much well, and two set batsmen there. So only guy who could have pulled it off was someone like Sir Jadeja, man. I mean, he is the only guy who could have done it. He did it. Unfortunately, the length bowling and one down the leg side, I think that's very kind of missed it. But if you see overall, Mohit Sharma had a fabulous tournament. I think those two balls should not kind of ruin the entire hard work that he had put through.
Absolutely. It was almost he tried to execute the Yorkers. Both of them were the lower full tosses, and one went for six, the other were four. Fascinating contest, to be very honest, between these two. But this time it's not at the Narendra Modi Stadium. Let's look into the pitch report. And it is at the Chepauk this time. And we all know the best utilization of the Chidambaram Stadium. Stat says 46 times batting first, 30 times batting second at the Chidambaram Stadium. Toss is not that of a factor as we all discussed, but due is not expected as you said. But still, between Chennai and Gujarat, win the toss, bat first could be a ploy.
Maybe not. I think CSK may like to prefer chasing. I think because since the pitch will be pretty much equal for both sides, the toss advantage or the due factor may not be such a huge contribution. I think people nowadays like to chase since they would like to know what's the total on board
Target.
and pace their innings. So I think people may like to chase it. What I feel.
Okay, but when it comes to both the sides, they have a little bit deep batting lineup. And when you have the impact player in terms of chasing, you're adding one more batsman as well. I think strength should be their batting when it comes to these two, this stadium, and when it comes to these two sides, especially have a very strong middle order. Agreed with this one. Now let's go on to the top three players to watch out for both the sides. And we come up with Chennai first, and I've picked these three players. Ruturaj Gaikwad, the current captain, who is the captain for the Chennai Super Kings, Mahesh Theekshana, and Deepak Char. They did not have the best of the games, first game, Deepak Char, but I expected these three. And when it comes to Gujarat, Rashid Khan, without a doubt, Shubman Gill, and Sai Kishore. He was phenomenal the game versus Mumbai. Coming back home, Tamil Nadu boy. How do you sum these six players? Do you have any changes, Rohan?
No, I think pretty much good here. But only another guy I would like to add is someone like a Rahul Tewatia at the fag, and you need those kind of cameo knocks. I think that guy's 20 odd runs the other day. I think that kind of boosted that
Yeah,
GT total versus MI, where it looked like it could be below par.
150
That
kind of
kind
a
of
total. Yeah.
yeah, those cameos kind of gives you a little bit of momentum while you're coming to the bowling side of it also. So those cameos go unnoticed at times. If you look at the scorecard, it may not be a
Absolutely.
big contribution, but those 20s, 25 runs, I think that kind of gives that little bit of extra fillip to the bowlers also, I feel. So Tewatia could be one more guy who can add upon, but I'm fascinated with Sai Kishore, even under dewy conditions. Yeah, the pitch may not have been affected so much, but the outfield was definitely wet
Yeah,
at Ahmedabad. Still, for a finger spinner to have that much control, because we don't know who is at the opposite end, who is bowling with him. Rashid Khan, you
yeah,
get that respect from the opposition as also, right? So what opposition tends is maybe see out Rashid, target the other guy is what people may look at. But even for being a second spinner, if you may say, Sai showed tremendous control, good change of pace. He was bowling. He wasn't like he's a lefties batting, so I can't bowl or anything. He was still giving that little bit of air, changing the trajectory. So that showed his good form leading in, because of the Ranji Trophy also as well. The captain, I think that kind of has given him that little extra confidence that he can deliver at any situation. So I'm happy that
yeah.
he's starting for GT rather than sitting on the bench or coming as an impact sub or anything. That
Correct.
kind of gives him more confidence. So I hope Sai Kishore at home delivers it for GT.
Absolutely correct. And when it comes to his spinning partner, is Rashid Khan. No mentions. He was also top notch in the first game versus Mumbai, but people fear him. Can you describe that moment when it comes to run chase versus the Mumbai Indians? That moment when Tilak Verma refused a single to Tim David at that crunch moment. Would somebody, a team like MS Dhoni or Ruturaj Gaikwad, kind of a Chennai Super Kings, do that?
I mean, Tilak is not still such a rated kind of guy. I know he's young, he's got the talent, he's got the potential. But I think that point of time, I think you should take whatever runs that are on offer, right?
Absolutely.
I think he was a bit too thinking ahead after the game, I felt, or maybe having less confidence on a Team David to survive a Rashid Khan. I think those kind of matchups, I think you sometimes
But
have
if
to.
that is so, but if that is so, why didn't the captain himself come down to the order?
That's a good thing. I think the all the jeering that happened, I think kind of made him mentally lost. I feel for Hardik Pandya. So I think, but in a funny way, but whatever happened, it shows the kind of loyalty that fans do possess, right? If you move from a franchise to another one, I think that kind of still hurts a little bit at times. Yeah, end of the day, it's a game and all these things. We do know it, but somewhere that hurt is shown on the fans' voice and the support that happens or the jeering that happens. Anyways, but I think Rashid Khan against Chennai in Chennai, if the pitch is gripping, will be lethal. I feel he can. I think we have seen him against even MS have a slip,
Yeah,
a silly point, and short leg.
yeah.
So that kind of the aura that Rashid Khan possesses, he is not really afraid of anyone. He is the one who creates that fear. So unless somebody really is aggressive and takes him down, GT knows like it's a 4 over in the bank, man. Nobody's gonna do anything. The opposition playing a 16 over game. I feel he and Jasprit Bumrah, along with even a Sunil Narayan at times,
Yeah.
they just nullify the opposition's batting anything. They bring it down to 16 over game. Their 4 overs are gold dust. That's it. You can't score of them. If they pick wickets, then pretty much settle the game.
Absolutely, 100% correct. And how impressive was Shubman Gill, the captain, first game under such leadership and under such pressure? I guess 48 were needed of 6 overs against the Mumbai Indians. He defended it with calm, giving the last over to somebody like an Umesh Yadav and trusting him. How good was he?
I think that itself should define Pritham. I feel trusting someone like Umesh Yadav in the last over, I think takes a lot of guts. But he showed he was very calm. He knew what the plan was, what the
Yeah,
coaching staff also had maybe given specific plans to the bowlers, be it Spencer Johnson, Mohit
absolutely.
Sharma, even Umesh, going hard lengths, back of the length, short pitch balls, and even having the right kind of field for that. I think that showed even he wanted to back his bowlers' strength and. Even if a couple of boundaries were hit in the first couple of balls for Umesh, he showed his confidence in Umesh and he got to Hardik out also. So I think we know he's a potential next superstar of Team India.
Correct.
So you want him to do well, get that leadership experience. Results may be ifs and ands in IPL, we know, but if he starts learning and getting that leadership role, he will also know how to go about in certain situations when he's in the Team India setup. The best way to pace his innings and knowing what to do, what
Correct.
not to do. I think it will just help him grow as a cricketer, I feel.
Absolutely, and correct. And I think these six players sum it up. You wanted Rahul Tewatia. You had potentially Rahul Tewatia rolling his arm over and the Chennai kind of a wicket as well. But now we move on to the three battles to watch out for between CSK and GT. And here are the three I have chosen, which is Rashid Khan versus an Ajinkya Rahane, He has been great against leg spin, I must tell you, and that could be a ploy. Ravindra Jadeja versus David Miller. Ravindra Jadeja has got his number few times, so that can be one more thing because we often see left arm orthodox bowlers are not being fancied against left hand batsmen, but MS Dhoni can do that. And a Shivam Dubey versus Mohit Sharma. A recap of what happened in the final against these two teams. Any other battles you wanted to see, or if not, then which battle are you looking forward to between these three?
I think the guy who really won them the game at the first game versus RCB, the Fizz. I think the pitch kind of suits him. The left arm angle, his cutters, I think pretty much suits the
Yeah,
Chepauk surface. If Fizz gets going, someone like a Shubman Gill or a Wriddhiman
Riddhiman
Saha
Saha.
may find it a bit difficult because they are stroke makers. If the ball holds on the surface, they may hit a bit of office drives towards mid off a cover area. But another guy whom we forgot, I think we thought about Sai Kishore, but another Sai Sudarshan also will be at home. I think he's a pretty much cool, calm customer. I think he knows the pitch pretty well also,
Yeah.
and had a decent Team India debut also in the ODI setup in South Africa. So I think Sai Sudarshan's innings will also be pretty crucial in that particular matchup. I feel for CSK VGT.
Lot of Tamil Nadu boys are going to be coming back home, and I absolutely agree. And I think you have added a Sai Sudarshan, you have added a Sai Kishore as well. I think those players will also. And Mustafizur Rahman was phenomenal in the first game. How I should say how Ruturaj Gaikwad used him, and it was phenomenal. So this sums it up: the six players to watch out for. Now comes the openers for both the sides. And we start off with Chennai, and I think no brainers. These two will definitely open. Rachin Ravindra was impressive in the first game, saved a couple of boundaries in the outfield as well, and was decent. Expecting these two to open the innings once again for Chennai.
Yeah, definitely. Man, CSK don't really change unless there's injuries or anything, right? And Gaikwad, we know he's a touch player. He loves to bat on his own pace. I think Ravindra coming in because of a good World Cup. I think he showed his good aggressive instinct. He's adapted to the CSK setup pretty well, and even he can ball a few overs if required. So I think
Yeah,
overall, Ravindra addition to CSK has really given them a different kind of a dimension. I feel so. These two, I think,
absolutely.
will be one of the gun pairs of this IPL.
Correct, and I think till the time Conway is not
Yeah.
fit enough, I think Ravindra is definitely staying as the opener alongside Ruturaj Gaikwad, who is the captain for Chennai. And for the Gujarat Titans, no brainers once again. Riddhi was good yesterday, but just took one Yorker from Jasprit Bumrah to get his off stump gone. And Shuman Gill will lead the side once again. These two pairs have done pretty much good. Do you expect Riddhi to continue that kind of a role which he always has been doing last season, exploit the power play?
I think that's his role, as you said, Riddhi. I think he has to go hard at the power play so that Shubman can kind of pace his innings and bat as long as possible. I'll be watching out someone like if Tikshana comes on how Riddhi or Shubman play because pretty much stump to stump,
Yeah.
leg before a bold kind of a candidates. These both can be if they play across the line. So that matchup also will be crucial, I feel. But Riddhi, I think he will do his job pretty well. And also his wicket keeping will also be a huge plus in this kind of a pitch if it's start gripping. I think Saha is equally adept, just like MS.
Correct and absolutely correct. Two of the best gloves work we will see tomorrow today, and I think that's nothing like it. We are done with the openers. Let's move on to the predicted playing 11 for both the sides. We'll start with the home team, that is the Chennai Super Kings, Rohan. And it was difficult for me. It is a batting first side, to be very honest. And as you said, Chennai do not make any changes. It was difficult for me to leave somebody like a Tushar Deshpande as the impact player because we have seen he's got hundreds with the bat as well. But if you sum it up, this team, Sami Rizvi continues to keep a spot. What about this team, please?
I think pretty much settles kind of 11 plus impacts sub for them. I think Tushar Deshpande also will be back. I know he was a bit wayward and expensive.
Yeah.
The other day was the RCB, but I think as we have spoken earlier, they like to back their players. I think
Yeah.
the continuation will be seen this
So
game
who
also.
do you expect? Do you expect Tushar Deshpande as the impact player, or do you expect Mustafiz Rahman as the impact player if you're
I
batting
think the
first?
Fizz will start, to be honest. I think Deshpande will come in later on for some one of the batters.
Okay, so you're expecting no changes with the playing 11 for Chennai. When it comes to the opponents, Gujarat Titans, and this is their team, which is no brainers, no changes. I was impressed to see Azmatullah Omarzai getting a game. He was decent with a new ball, got the wicket of Ishan Kishan as well. Similarly, Vijay Shankar is my impact player, batting first side. Any changes?
No, I think even this one sorts pretty much well. Again, Vijay Shankar, another Tamil Nadu boy. I think that this also, I think evenly balanced teams for both the franchises. I think it'll be a good cracking contest, I feel.
Absolutely, and I think no changes. I might fancy seeing a Vijay Shankar play just because he's a local lad. We might see if they're batting first, we might see somebody like Mohit Sharma sitting out, could do be the bowler. So this is done with the predicted playing 11. Now it's time we move on to the predictions time. And it is none other than Gujarat Titans, Chennai Super Kings playing the seventh match together. Rohan, who has the edge? We're not talking about the team winning it, but who has the edge in this high voltage contest?
I think the number seven you put it up. I think let's keep it Tala for a reason. I think CSK holds a slight edge just because they won that final also psychologically beating GT, who are a top team throughout that last IPL. To beat them, fancy team at home under pressure with that kind of situation to come out victors. I think CSK has that little bit of edge and definitely at home. So I think CSK are favorites for me.
So one word just defined it. Number seven, home advantage. Nothing else. That CSK getting it done. All right. Thank you so much for that. And that concludes the show as well. Thank you so much, Rohan. Match number seven today. We have Chennai versus Gujarat Titans at the Chepauk, and it's going to be a cracking contest. Repeat of the final as we all said, but this time at the MH Chidambaram Stadium. Thank you to all of you as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the Fifth Umpire, and let's enjoy match number seven between CSK and GT. Till then, thank you so much, and bye bye.